Hey, all, welcome back to my channel. This is the Dr. Shabazz Show. And on this channel, we talk about feminism and how feminism has destroyed society, as well as relationships, the dating market, and also family. And so we also talk about hot topics that relates to relationships and feminism and the breakdown of the family. And so today I want to show a video from the late Kevin Samuels. And what it is, it's a young woman who's saying that she makes 50, but she only wants to marry or date a man that makes 500,000. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, you know, with the whole social media debate regarding Ebony K. Williams about, her not wanting to date a bus driver, which is fine. But there are women who are telling other women that they need to elevate and go, whatever requirement they have, that's their requirement, and it should be elevation. And I get that. But there's a disconnect that we're not talking about. And so this young woman, she makes 50, but she wants someone at 500,000. And so I'm going to show the video and I'll give you my commentary. And so you'll understand why there's such a disconnect, because we can't have a marriage that has both traditional values and modern values. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and let's get started.
Like my career, have a career, and still have kids.
How many children do you want?
2.
Okay, so you want it all.
Yeah.
Where do you live?
I'm in North Georgia, like Gwinnett.
Okay. Well, are you currently seeing somebody right now that can pay your bills?
Nope, not at the moment.
When was the last relationship you had?
My last relationship was about 3 years ago. I was with him for 6 years.
And why didn't you guys get married for 6 years?
I met him in college, and that was my first boyfriend. And so, yeah, I think we just went through a lot. And by the time we got to the end where we could possibly make something work, it just did not work.
Okay, how much money is a man going to need to make to be able to pay all the bills for a family of 4 in Atlanta?
In Atlanta? Probably well over 400K.
Do you care if he's black or not?
No.
Yeah, but he will. The more money men tend to make, the more racially loyal they tend to be. What percentage of men in this country make over $400,000?
I would say maybe 2 to 4%. Probably not a lot.
1.
Okay.
A man who makes that type of money is not going to want to marry a woman who has a broadcasting career that sends her all over the world. He's going to want someone who is catering to him, who's going to raise his family while he goes out and make that money. So let's continue.
Now, the number one thing that men like that tend to want is cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
And a man who's making $400,000 a year, at what age do you think men make that legally?
Well over 35.
Well over 35. Men hit that financial stride between 45 and 55. Are you prepared to marry a man that's 45 years old or older?
No.
So you're a delusional black woman. You don't have any of this in your life. You don't have it in the pipeline. And not only do you want a man who's in the top 1%, you want him to be closer to your age, and then you want him to want what you want him to want.
Right.
So, if this was just a math problem, it seems to me that you don't know these men.
Well, I feel like I date men that are ambitious, maybe more so in my age, and then I've started to recently date a lot older men.
But you skip past the question. You don't know these men.
No, I don't know those men that make 500K. No.
You don't even know what they typically want. They typically want a traditional wife, which means your career. Let's due respect. Why do you need it if you're not paying any bills?
I mean, I still want my own sense of like being of who I am.
By a dog. See, careers are for outcomes.
Mm-hmm.
So you want it to look like I got my own sense. Your sense can be to be a wife to a productive, competitive, successful man and a successful mother to 2 children. Why is that not enough?
Why can I not have my career and have my kids and my
Because
husband?
you're not qualified.
What makes me unqualified?
You don't know these men. You don't even know what they want. They don't want what you want traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want what you want traditionally.
Mm-hmm.
You can want it, but this is where it comes right down to what makes you not qualified. When I talk to these men, they don't want modern women. Again, you want your husband to be making $400,000+. Who's going to raise your children what is your career?
Media correspondent.
Okay. So when you are off on site, where are the children going to be?
Daycare.
So somebody else is going to be raising his legacy.
Mm-hmm.
No.
So I have a girlfriend who is a business owner, and she makes over $1 million a year. And she said that she understands that she's in a non-traditional marriage and it works for them. She is the ideal modern woman. But she says her husband is the one that's making the sacrifice because he doesn't work. He stays at home and raises the kids and take care of everything else in the household.
Men don't work 70, 80, 100 hours for 20+ years to go marry a woman to just carry their children to allow a stranger to raise them.
Right.
Do you know about how her first marriage turned out?
I did. I do.
Is she talking anything like you now?
Not now, no.
Exactly.
No.
Because it doesn't work.
Mm-hmm. But she's still able to have a relationship and be a media correspondent.
Ma'am, she's talking nothing like you're talking now.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. See,
Mm-hmm.
your priority, and you're free to choose it, is your media is going to be more important than your man and your family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know any men who actually have made themselves the kind of men you're talking about who are not going, they're number one. Their purpose is number two. You're number three. You're looking, basically, you look, the kind of man you're looking for would drive you up a wall. A beta male would allow a woman to be on top or be equal, and he's making all that money. So you're attractive, granted. Take care of yourself, granted.
Mm-hmm.
But there are also women who were raised to be first ladies, wives, not wanting to challenge. You want equality.
Mm.
You want your own identity. Then go work for marry, then your man is the institution. Because you got to understand, if you have let's say you and I were married, and I'm making millions, and you're making what?
I would assume just as close to that.
No. Media correspondence, for whom?
Depends on where I land.
Right.
So my question, Kevin, though, is because I've had a fork in the road where I either need to pick my career or pick whether I want to be a housewife.
Granted.
So it's getting into the rooms of being into the face of the men that I want to be in front of.
Uh-huh.
Right? And I don't know how to kind of articulate what I'm trying to say, but it's more so like I've been in front of men that make a lot of money.
Uh-huh.
And I feel like I could still do both at the same time.
Well, that's what you
feel.
I
have kids.
That's what you feel. And see, and I'm gonna just be dead honest with you.
Mm-hmm.
The leverage is on this side,
right?
Not yours. Both men will date you. Both men will sleep with you. Only neither will marry you. That's just what it comes down to. Neither will marry you. So what it is what we haven't got to, you're coming from a place of, you're projecting fear, scarcity, and lack.
Mm.
That's why you need to have your career and everything else, because what if my marriage doesn't work? What if this? What if that? What if I get lost doing all this other stuff? So really, a man at this level would just be hiring you for your DNA. He'd be hiring you to impregnate you, for you to carry the child, to make the child, and then someone else will go raise that child while you're off being a media correspondent, fulfilling your purpose and dream. That's not what these men typically want. But let's be honest, do you really think that, are you really coming from a place where you think your marriage is going to last for 40, 50 years?
Yeah, I truly do.
Okay, then why would you want someone else to raise your children?
I think I've seen my mom do both. So I'm assuming that I can also accomplish that.
How many children does your mom have?
Just me.
There we go. Ding, 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 ding. Only child syndrome. No baby girl.
Okay.
No.
Not really.
Yes, you're an attractive woman, but that ain't enough.
Mm.
I mean, and what you're telling me, ma'am, if I put you in a room with these men, you fast realize how out of step with your competition you really are. Versus you would more likely be over in a conversation with the men wanting to exchange opinions.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that would make great sex. But no thank you. So you have to ask yourself a question. If that's most important to you, then you're talking about a completely different kind of man.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a man who's making closer to $50,000, $70,000 a year, if you're fortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Could you respect the man making that kind of money?
Mm-hmm.
But you're also talking about a quality of life to where you making 50, he's making 70. Y'all not living in Buckhead. You're not driving BMW. You driving Honda Civics. You're not going to Hermes and Dior. Don't be going over shops in Buckhead. Yeah. Every now and then, y'all may be able to go to Papa though on your anniversary or something.
Right.
Can you really live that life?
I don't think so.
Exactly. I'm looking at you now. So the thing is, man, I feel so sorry for so many of our young sisters, because you all want this inflated lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fine to want it, but the kind of men, you wouldn't want to date a man that's 45. But then who else is going to make the money? An athlete, entertainer, or a musician, or a D-boy?
So I'm going to go ahead and cut off the video there. But one of the things you notice is that modern women have a very long list of what they want their husband to be, but they never really ask or even study what it is that men want. And so that's why I really wanted to show this video. Modern women can't have it both ways. And many women live in a fantasy world when it comes to the requirements and the dating and marriage expectations. Even men who don't make the 1% still want a traditional submissive wife. They still want to be respected. I wanted to use this video because it explained perfectly what I was trying to communicate. So that's my video. I would love to hear what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you later. Please hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel. Bye.